What is going on? Daniel, Mr. Cuervo Racing here. Today we are talking about what it takes to make 90 horsepower out of an 800cc engine. And this is what we would call a dune drag play motor. So basically a motor that you can ride around pretty much all day. Go and drag race it and be one of the faster guys out in your area. Well, not going too crazy, being able to put a few years on an engine without a ton of maintenance, and not being a real big engine. This is pretty much a bolt together combination, and we will start with that now. So this engine combo I've done in EFI and made right about 95 horsepower, 65 foot-pounds. That was more on the drag side, meaning that it had VP MR12 fuel. It was set up with a drag pipe, a lot of tweaks to the chassis to free up horsepower, and that kind of deal. Pushing it to its limit on a standard shift transmission. This motor here is going to have be in a dune bike, an 8-over swing arm. It's going to be set up with an in-frame muffler, but it is going to be running oxy-fuel, some ethanol oxy-fuel from VP. So this combo is set up for the customer to ride around all the time and go drag race it on a hill we have over here that we normally race. So what it consists of is a stroker crank. This specific one is a 7 mil with a 1055 big bore. Now this combination is a bolt together combo. There's no clarencing of the internals on the engine, as well as the cylinder just drops down in the case. So this combo, there's another combo we do, which is a 804cc, which is a 8 mil, very similar setup, as well as a 6 mil we do. And they're all kind of capable of that same range. The 6 mil is not specifically set up for pushing this power range. We normally do this on the 804 engines. But basically what we got, stroker crank, big bore kit. Inside the transmission, we did a cryo-treated third gear. Obviously you can't see that here because it's all buttoned together. We did a billet basket inside, a clutch kit, the direct drive lockup kit, and the rest of the internals is pretty normal. We did an oil sprayer mod as well as a case brace. Pretty standard stuff there. So the rest of this engine, it's got some coating on it to clean it up and whatnot. Cylinder head. Coming over to cylinder head, we do porting, if you guys didn't know. This is our +2 head package for the 15 and above motor. A lot of guys think you can't make power on this 15 and above cylinder head. Well, those guys who say that don't know how to make power on this cylinder head. And that is no fault of mine, only a fault of their own. So our +2 head package for the 15 and above Raptor 700 is currently it's 1650, and we go through, do oversized valves, porting, valve spring kit. We set these heads up so we can run 9400 RPM safely. So we do the best of the best in these kits. We set them up for 54mm throttle body. All our stuff's hand ported. We do all the rocker arm work, clearance work. This head package is using our 5250 camshaft, which works very, very, very well in this cylinder head. That's part of the deal of guys not being able to figure out how to make this head work. Is needs the right camshaft setup to function how you want to make it go. We do a little bit of chamber work on these. We don't get too crazy on them. The key to these head package is pretty simple. This one's been ran before on a 734. It's like an 80 horse 734 package, high compression. And then on 110 or E85, and then we can bump up from there. But pretty standard stuff. As you see, we don't punch through the roof or get real aggressive with this porting. It's very simple. Works really well. A lot of guys go extreme on this inlet area, cutting this real thin. That is counterintuitive. But either way, you can see here there's some discoloration on this decompression. That is because we actually weld those together. These areas right here are factory rivets that sometimes break. So we weld that to not have failure. So these head packages are all inclusive in cam porting, valve springs, hardware. We use factory seals in them and make a bunch of power. So that head package works up to just under 100 horsepower. Haven't quite broke 100 on one of them yet, but very, very close. So that is what is required to get you to the 90 horse range on a bolt together engine. So whether you're out drag racing only or you're out playing, this motor size combo, if we change the cam and run standard fuel for you just want to play bike, we can tone it down and make 85 horsepower is normally where they sit on 110 fuel. So we do have high compression piston here with that. We have done in the past pump gas motors in this range. They'll make right about 80 horse. We don't do a whole lot of those. I don't recommend doing those, but certain circumstances require pump gas to be pushed to its limit, and it is possible to do. So that is what we got for the guys wanting to push power very easily. That is how it's done, and obviously a lot of tricks that go into making these things stay together and run well in tuning. Everything has to be there for them to live. But that is it for today. I will make another video when this motor is in the bike. I'll kind of show you what that bike is on the dyno, and we will do some horsepower polls and show you the result of that. So I'm suspecting we'll be right about 90, maybe more, but we'll be right there. All right, guys, that is it. We'll talk to you soon.